Dog Squad here back with another Super Bowl short. Just want to also give you a little update that this short, and then I'll also have a preview short coming out later tonight as well for the Super Bowl as well. I will be going over my reactions to the NFL Wars. Just kind of want to give you an update here on the channel. But here we go. Make sure to like and subscribe. What we're going to be doing today is we are going to be taking a look back at each team, the Seahawks and Patriots schedules, and see how they got here. Well, obviously, I know that, but I know what they did, but I want to just kind of recap and see how they even got there in the first place and talk about each team's schedules this year. Here we go. Starting off first here with the Seahawks in the NFC. First off, they started off the year with a loss to San Francisco, 17-13. It was a low-scoring game. You were like, how good is the Seahawks offense actually going to be? So that was the question there. You knew the Niners defense was trying to get back in the swing of things with Robert Saleh, but they didn't lose in that game. Then they won 3 straight against the Steelers, Saints, and Cardinals. Lost to the Buccaneers in a shootout. Then they bounced back and beat the Jaguars and the Texans, both AFC South opponents. And then to the next half of the schedule, they beat the Commanders and the Cardinals. Commanders game is when Donald Trump was commentating a little bit that game on Fox. Then they lost a close one to the Rams. Sam Darnold threw 4 picks that game, but it still was close because their defense came in clutch later in the game, but still wasn't enough. Then they also were able to win. That was the last loss they had. They were able to win all those games left with the Titans, Vikings, Falcons, Colts. They beat the Rams again, possible game of the year, and then they won at the Panthers, and then finally they won at the Niners to take the 1 seed and the NFC West. And then here you see the postseason. They blew out the Niners. They played them again in the divisional round, moved to the NFC Championship game, and had a thriller with the Rams that I commentated on my live stream in the NFC Championship game on YouTube. And that took them, with Sam Darnold having a great game against the Rams, that took them to the Super Bowl where they play the Patriots, and now that's who we're going to review next. All right, now I know, yes, they did have an easier schedule than some, but that doesn't mean that they can't beat the Seahawks, especially since they've beaten some good teams on this list. They did start off with the Raiders losing, but that's just kind of how it was, trying to develop the system and all that, so that was kind of made sense, because they beat the Dolphins next, they did lose to the Steelers, who were a playoff team, won their division, then they won all the next games until they played the Bills again. They beat the Bills the first time in Buffalo on Sunday night. They beat the Panthers, they beat the Saints, they beat the Titans, Browns, Falcons, and they beat the Buccaneers, who were still good at the time. Then they were able to beat the Jets on Thursday Night Football. They turn around and then beat the Bengals in Cincinnati. They beat the Giants in Monday Night Football game. Then they finally, after the bye week, lose, and they lose to the Bills. Then they turn around and beat the Ravens, the Jets, and then the Dolphins in the regular season. And then the postseason, they did beat the Chargers, the Texans, and Broncos. Offense had some spark in those games, but defense was mainly the dominance in those 3 playoff games. Will they win the Super Bowl?